what's up you guys, this is Rob from the Gay Guy Plays, and today on the Daily Grind Snapshot, I should really know what I'm gonna say when I do these things, Dressed to Kill kind of Wombo Combo. That's what it is. I have a series name for everything. Anyway, so we're gonna go ahead and take a look at Oberon's finalized builds. We're gonna take a look at a couple different looks that I have for him, some SANDR suggestions. We're gonna take a look at the different helmets and also all of the energy effects that came with the Prime. So let's go ahead and jump straight into the build. Now, as you can probably tell, this is my classic Rage and Renewal build, and it has not changed whatsoever. After factoring in the increase in armor, so as you guys know, the Prime got a boost to its energy and an increase into its base armor, I found that even when using Vitality and Steel Fiber, the Vitality and Prime Vigor combination on top of the 400 armor that you get with this build by using Renewal was actually still just a little bit pacing behind. So with using Vitality and Steel Fiber, you actually get 4,075 points of effective HP. Of course, that includes shielding, but with Prime Vigor, including shielding, you get 4,212. So all in all, you still come up ahead. Now, I will say one thing for this specific build, because of the fact that you're taking hits a little bit easier, you might actually be able to play around with changing up Prime Flow for maybe a little bit of a stretch, or any other mod that you want to kind of slip into that spot, to be honest with you. However, I'm just more comfortable with a larger energy pool, and you've got like 744 energy. That thing is whopping. So a part of me wanted to take advantage of that. Now, I do have to say, because of the fact that you do have such a large energy pool with Prime Flow, you could easily go ahead and use Steel Fiber to, you know, kind of offset. Really, the numbers, the numbers are so close that it's like, fucking just do whatever the hell makes your heart feel good. But that is just the build that I use. Now, I know that other people are going to play around with different things, but you know, this is my channel, so I'm giving you my perspective in my build. Alright, so Future Rob here with a little bit of a heads up. If all you were looking for was kind of like facts and figures and like build discussion, that pretty much does it for the entire video. Everything beyond this point is going to be aesthetics related, so we're going to have a nice chat about fashion frame. So you don't have to hold on if you don't feel like holding on, but if you want to talk fashion, stay tuned. Alright, so I literally spent the last 5 minutes toggling between standard Oberon and Oberon Prime, trying to figure out if there were any changes, and I actually didn't see any changes except for Reckoning. And as you can see, it's got extra swirly bits when it goes up. Now, I don't know, maybe it was just like the primed hype, but I was looking at it, I was like, ooh, Smite looks a little bit thicker and girthier, and like the extra effects off of Renewal look really, really cool, but really, it's just Reckoning. It's just Reckoning. It's still pretty though. It's still definitely pretty. Alright, so let's go ahead and jump into my personal customizations. Now, I did make 2 different ones, and as many of you guys know, I don't really like to make my primes look unprimed, so these are just kind of like fine-tunings of typical Prime color schemes. So, you know, don't expect me to do nothing crazy. Like, I'll send you, Hydroxate's gonna make something beautiful and wonderful, I goddamn well know it, but me, I like stay within my lane. So let's go ahead and show you. One of the big things that I do want to go through too is go ahead and take a look at the different stances, because I genuinely feel that the different stances make a big deal. As you can see, I like Zephyr on this one. It's kind of like more relaxed, kind of like chilled and kind of laid back. As you can see, a lot of grays, and then of course we go in with our rose gold. And I'm going to be honest with you, I feel like the rose gold makes a huge difference when it comes to this customization. And as always, the fire customization, as you guys saw in the animation kind of like effect, I wanted to kind of create that like minotaur fiery creature from hell kind of thing, and I think it actually looks really, really good with his energy effects. I'm really big into it. Now, as you can see, on top of that, I also tossed on the what is it called? Oh my god, I'm gonna forget what it's called. The Repla Sayandana. Because it's luxurious and very tattered and kind of fits that Minotaur feel. One of the things that I also wanted to point out, because it didn't really click in my brain until I really took a close look at it, but the neck piece, the reason why I liked it so much, I realized, is that he looks like a horse chess piece, the knight chess piece on the table, except with horns. So it's like they took a Minotaur and a knight. He's like a knight Minotaur, a Minotaur knight, and I think it absolutely looks super cool. I'm really, really fond of his shoulder pieces. However, I do want to show you something real quick, because I think that it works very, very well with this particular color scheme. So I wanted to show you how this actually looks with the Targus Prime, because you know the Targus Prime has all of the all of the actual like fiery flamey bits on it, and I'm like, ooh, that actually could work out really, really well. And I'm thinking that you guys will end up probably playing around with that customization as well, because hey, you know what, when you channel with this, you get like extra fiery bits, and everybody wants all of the extra bits, like the lightning parts with the Ito, and I felt like this kind of really just captured the fieriness of this Oberon customization. The only thing is, I like the standard shoulders too much to give them up, so part of me is like, oh, I don't know if I really want to do it or not, but you do that, and then you go ahead and toss on my favorite regalia ever. You guys know this. This is the Unity sigil that you can find in the, what is it called? The Conclave? Right smack dab in the center, and it looks like fire. Looks like fire. I'm totally into it. But let's go ahead and jump into the following customizations. And actually, it works really well with the Sylva and Aegis. So it's kind of like, this is like my Hell Minotaur customization, and I think it looks pretty damn cool. So let's go ahead and go into the next one, which is the crisper, lighter, brighter version of Oberon. And this is more reminiscent of my actual original Oberon theme, where I really wanted to make him look deer-like. So let's go ahead. And now the thing about this is you have to be very careful, because Oberon's color scheme does pick up on colors and does tend to make them look a little bit more intense. So you might make him look kind of turdy if you go a little too heavy on it. I'm just putting that out in the universe. Don't like try to go in for like crazy ones, because sometimes it's a little too intense. But of course, you know, this is the year, and we gotta go in with our typical rose gold. And I went with a light pale blue on this. I actually also tossed on the Ito Prime armor set, just because I think it does look quite nice, except I like keeping the shoulder pieces. So if you notice, I like putting that in because I love how it sits with a little chest bit right there. And we've got that going along with it. And this is a really cool thing, is I wanted to actually walk through some Syandanas with you guys, because there are some Syandanas that actually work really well with him, surprisingly well with him. And I like the Lucra Syandana because I feel like it works well with the bits on his shoulders and kind of like the notching on his shoulder pieces. I know this isn't probably one of the more popular Syandanas, but I did see this and I was like, oh, that is going to be a very good fit. As you guys saw with the previous Syandana, I actually used the Repla, and I love that for the tattered effect. But as you can see here, we've got the Rhoda Syandana, which I feel works really well with his circular designs. I feel like the circular ones are really probably the best. There is also the, where are you? The Yamako. See, I love the little circle bits. I'd have to change around the colors just a little bit to make it work a little bit better. And of course, it kind of matches that whole drapey effect that he's got going on. Still, at the end of the day, though, oh, this one too. Can we not forget about this Syandana? I forget about this Syandana way too much, but the Uru Prime looks badass on him. It kind of matches his horns. I'm all about it. Definitely play with that one a ton. Those are kind of like my favorite go-to ones. And the Salic Syandana too, it's kind of like reminiscent. You could do Salic Solstice, not with this color scheme. You'd have to like fudge with it just a little bit to make it look right. But Salix looks really good with him as well. That's my personal opinion. You guys do with that as you please. But one of the things that I also wanted to go and share with you guys, because I know that some of you guys are going to be curious, we're going to go ahead and take a look at how the helmets kind of fit with each one of these real quickly. So as you can see, the Oberon Oryx, not really a fan of. The Markor, because I can't say it too well, and actually let's go ahead and show this on the other one, is actually probably my favorite non-prime helmet to put on him. And the big reason that I like the Markor is you can actually see these dots. Ooh, these dots kind of correlate with some of the dots on the chest, and I'll go ahead and take off the chest piece real quick. Just to kind of show you that it really does do a good job at mimicking it. So, wow, I can't talk, but let's go ahead. There's a Markor, so you get that kind of like repetition. Now, the reason I don't like the Oryx is because it's a pet peeve of mine. I don't like the fact that there are parts of it that are not metallic, and then there are other metallics that are pretty bright on them. Standard Oberon helmet just looks like he has an old man's goatee. Feyark is Feyark and just doesn't quite fit. The Destrider, as much as I love it on this, the way that it fits on the neck is just a no-go. I'm just not a big fan of it whatsoever. It just doesn't fit. I still think it's a beautiful, wonderful helmet. My favorite still, however, is the classic Oberon Prime helmet. So that's pretty much that for the customization portion, or at least what do I mean? Not the customization portion, but the part where it actually comes down to like my opinions on customizations. I want to show you a couple of different things about the stances too, because I know that a lot of people kind of get hung up over his profile or the way he sets, but my favorite ones, of course, are the Nidus. It just makes everyone look like a badass. I mean, look at fucking Oberon, Minotaur Oberon. He looks so good. I love it, love it, love it on him. The Necros Noble is also good. It makes him look like some sort of demon creature plotting because he's got the weird hand layouts. Another one that I'm actually very fond of. This one is a little bit more stoic and a little bit more classic, but the Saren one gives him like a nice just posture. It's just like a good posture. You guys all know that I love my Zephyr because it's just chill and laid back. It's like, hey, what's going on? I'm about to save your day. And then I like the Nyx, but I only like it when you've got weapons in your hands, because that stance, that like little like I'm gonna finger you stance, is just a little awkward. So those are my go-tos. Another one to note is the Banshee Noble. A lot of people did not like his what I want to refer to as his dad bod. So this one almost looks like, it almost makes him look like he's puffing out his chest a little bit. So if you guys want a little bit more peck in your day, that's definitely one to look at. So I think that pretty much covers all of the information that I wanted to cover. I gave you guys a couple of different looks for Oberon. I gave you my current build. And actually, if you want to see this build in action, I can actually send you, I'll go ahead and leave a link in the description, and I'll probably pin it down below in the comments to check out the Rage and Renewal build in action. Because with all of the crazy Oberon drama, that's actually one of the few videos that did not get the views that it needed to get, because it was the proof that all of these people were dumbasses and they were wrong. Let's move on with our day. Regardless, that pretty much sums it up. I'll go ahead and jump into Silva and Aegis as well as Cerberus Prime in their own respective videos, so keep an eye out for that, because I want to kind of really take some time to disseminate their stat changes and all of that kind of stuff. So as always, love somebody, hurt nobody, and touch yo body. I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye!